Hello, it's Fellonius Yapping, and I'm going to be serious today. Responsibility. Okay, we need to start from the beginning again. There is people out there who are responsible for things to happen, and they don't do their work. It can be inside your own company, who knows? It can be your own family, who knows? In any relationship, there are otherwise someone who is doing something. Someone who said, yes, I will take out the dog, and they don't do it. Some of these guys are getting paid. I'm going to give you a little bit of example. I think you know what I'm talking about, but I'll give you an example. I'm a bus driver, and we use uniform. Of course, in my company, there are one person that are responsible for the uniform part. That is, she is taking in all orders, and she is delivering. That is what is said. But this woman, her name is Mrs. Olsen, by the way. You can't get everything. Now, Mrs. Olsen, anyway, Olson. She is, she's my age, I suppose. She has rheumatic fingers, so she's crooked fingers. And she's a sharp lady. She's a very nice lady to talk to private. But talking shop, that's something else. So she only drives 50% of her time. And often she's driving in the morning, and then in the afternoon she is taking care of the uniform business. And I think she does do something else with the accountants as well. Never mind. But let's keep us to this thing. Right. I know that she's doing this. I don't have her phone number, however, but that's just something. Now, this is how it should work, or what I think it should work, I should say. If you want to have a couple of new trousers or white shirts or whatever, you just contact her and she will put that on an order, and you'll get it as soon as she is able to get it from the factory. Now, they have redone it all, so all orders need to be in by 15th of February. But that's the tall orders. If you just want a shirt, there are something in stock. Hopefully your size. So you just contact her and she will fix it. I thought I should have a couple of other trousers. So I go out on our intranet. We have an intranet called FIA. And I went out on the intranet and tried to send her a message because I think it's easier to do that. Then she can read it whenever it is. It's like an email, you know. But her name wasn't on the list. I don't know what I should write on that thing to get her attention. Well, no big deal. Now, I'll do this on my private time, so I'm not going to get paid in order to get my uniform. So I'm doing this for free. But I know that she is there that afternoon, so I'm totally sure that if I can just contact her, this will be over in a jiffy, no problems. So, okay, I'll just look at the telephone list. There must be a telephone list. Of course, there must be a telephone list on the new intranet. There is no telephone list. Now, a big company with at least 160 people working for it, and you don't have the list to the important people that are responsible for things. You can find, I think you could find, a guy called Kamal. His phone number was there, but I don't know him, and I don't know what he's supposed to be doing, or I didn't know then. Now I know. He's not worth anything. But the others, where's my boss? My tightest boss? My PA or whatever you call. Where's the big boss? Where's the others? What? I didn't get any. There's no telephone list. Why isn't there any telephone list? Now, I'm a suspicious guy. So I'm thinking, they don't want me to know. They want to be kept secret. They don't want me to phone them. But no, I don't think so. Actually, when I think about it afterwards, the guy who is responsible for that telephone list hasn't made his work. Or, even worse, the company have forgotten that they should have a telephone list. But that's not totally true, because it says contact information in a tab. And if we have a tab that's called contact information, you should be able to find something there. It's empty. Okay. So how do we do? I don't know. And besides, I've also heard that she, Mrs. Olson, can't give you the shirt you want anymore. And she doesn't ask you. And I think I waited 9 months for the new uniform before I got mine. But I had the old one, so I didn't bother. This is something that my company is actually suffering from. People are not taking their responsibility. But who is actually telling them what responsibility they have? Let's go to my nearest boss. His name is Lance. That's exactly what it says, Lance. And his work is being a personal, well, he's my personal chief. He's going to check that I feel fine. He's going to hopefully phone me when I'm ill. Hasn't done it yet, so I'm not totally sure that he will. And I don't like him. He's totally incompetent, so I don't really bother with him normally. There are a lot of things that I think that he should do. So I asked him, what are your assignments? Once I asked him, what is it you are supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be helping you, was the answer. Okay, now I know where I need help and I know where I don't need help. I don't need his help driving a bus. That's not a problem at all. He can just as well stay wherever he is. I'm not using him as a help. But there are things like when I don't get my uniform, when I need to get in contact with other drivers, when I need a telephone list, wherever. I need to know that. And I say that it's his responsibility to fix that. And especially when it comes to instructions and other things. I mean, I needed some sort of instruction on our communication radio because I didn't understand how that radio worked. And I still have 10 months of radio thing from the military. I'm a military radio telegrapher. And I had telegraphy. I don't know. Telephony. I was one of those operators anyway. And yeah, okay, said my boss. I fixed that. Didn't hear anything, haven't heard anything yet. And suddenly it was my fault. When I approached him with it, it was my fault. I wasn't there when the instructions came. No one told me that there was an instructor on place. Actually, I was home because I had a free day that day. Then he said it was my fault. He didn't take his responsibility. And these are things that happen just inside my thing. There was somewhere else. There was something else I also wanted. Never mind. Didn't do that either. Now, if it happens within the company, you could solve it. I mean, that has to be done. In my case, I didn't. And that's why I had these problems this spring when I suddenly became transported to another depot. And probably that's why I got sick. But that's not the point. The point is, if people don't take their responsibility and they get paid for it, politicians, just mention them, or a doctor, he doesn't take all the tests and he still gets paid for it. Or even worse, someone else does his work and he gets paid for it. I mean, is that really fair? Is it that how we're supposed to have it? And it's actually something that I feel like the morale of people are actually decreasing a lot, at least here in Sweden. People are not taking the responsibility that they have paying for. And the chiefs and the bosses that are paying for them are not even checking if they're doing their work. They're not even taking their responsibility seriously. If I start thinking about that when I'm driving a bus, I am not really driving my bus, I can tell you that. So it is a problem. However, being a bit of the one that I have become with all the experience I have, I do what I think I have to do in order to fix my side of the story, my side of the thing. If I need a black pair of black pants for the uniform, I just do it until I get it. It's easier than going around trying to blame people. Never do that. Never blame anyone because they're not taking the responsibility. Not outwards. Inwards or in a yapping, yes. Do you feel that you have any of these problems? Please comment down there, because this is something that I think is international as well. Absolutely. Right. Yet another yapping. Thanks for listening.